Okay, so we're going to take a look at what the FFT Denoise filter in photo can be used for. So my first example image here has, if we zoom into it, a regular pattern of interference running across it. And because it's regular, this means we can very easily remove it using the FFT Denoise filter. So FFT stands for Fast Fourier Transform. And basically, if we have a look in the Filters menu here under Noise and choose FFT Denoise, essentially what we get is a representation of our image in the frequency domain. So on a typical image, you would have these two lines, the X and Y axis, and you would have this central point. But because we've got this regular patterning with this image, we also have these additional points around the edges of the frequency representation. And in fact, if we hold the Option key and zoom out, you'll see the entire image comprises even more points. So to get rid of this patterning, it's very intuitive. We basically click over these points like so, leaving just the middle point. And once the image has redrawn, you'll see we've just completely removed all of that patterning, leaving the original image detail that we want to have access to. So we can also use the split preview just to see the before and after for this. So if I drag the preview slider across, you'll be able to see the detailed patterning that we've then managed to eliminate. So I'll go ahead and click apply. So that's taken care of that image. We can more or less go ahead and use that as intended now. But sometimes we come across more difficult patterning. Like in this image, we've got some diagonal patterning. So as before, we'll go into Filters, Noise and FFT Denoise. And again, we'll hold the Option key to zoom out. Then we simply want to do the same as before and target these points, but this time we're leaving the points along the X and Y axis untouched. And I'll show you why. So at the moment, we've got some artifacting around the edges of this subject. If we were to mark these points along the X and Y axis, we would end up with even more artifacting. This looks really ugly and makes it harder for us to work with an acceptable looking result. So I'll just undo the marks along the X and Y axis here. And it looks like we're going to have to stick with this result here. So we can still see the patterning around the edge of the subject, but that's okay because we can work with this. So we'll go ahead and click apply. Okay, and then to cover up these tricky areas, we'll just add some noise into the image. So we'll go to Filters, Noise, Add Noise. And we'll check Monochromatic. And then we'll just drag the intensity slider up until we're beginning to hide the worst of the leftover artifacting from the FFT Denoise. Okay, so we can just again do a split screen before and after. And we'll see by adding in this layer of noise, we can more or less hide a lot of the more obvious artifacting. Okay, then we'll go ahead and click apply, and we have our finished image. So hopefully that's given you a better idea of what you can achieve with Fast Fourier Transform Denoise. If you have any questions or queries, please do ask on the official Affinity support forums. Thank you for watching.